Hey everybody, today's video I just wanted to talk a little bit about active versus passive flipping. The weather's finally good, so we are back out here. I had to do a little cut because there's a loud garbage truck, even though it's like evening. Anyway, I wanted to talk a little bit about active versus passive flipping because, I don't know, the idea just kind of came to me the other day, and I thought, that is interesting. I should talk about that, because 90% of what I do on my channel here is passive flipping, and passive flipping is something that you see a lot of the time online, at least in this sort of environment, you know, the head-mounted or handheld camera balisong talking. And I thought it's kind of interesting because I've never really seen anybody talk about this. So what do I mean by passive and active flipping? Well, passive flipping is you doing tricks basically on autopilot. You know, that's like, I'm like, all right, do a rollover, and then I just do a rollover. That was actually kind of a fancy one, but you get the idea. Versus, so that's passive flipping. Passive flipping is just kind of doing things without really thinking about it. But active flipping is when you're thinking, you're trying to really think about your flow and trying to do tricks that, you know, maybe they're not super easy for you. Like that, for instance, is me on like, all right, let me do a scissor. And, you know, because that's not a trick that I just do on autopilot. I actually have to think, okay, let's do a scissor. That pinky catch, for instance, is one that recently I was kind of able to get in my autopilot. One that I'm working on is that right there, the shortstop. And I think it's interesting because obviously, like, if you look on Instagram and see these clips, or Reddit, you see the clips, people are doing all these crazy moves, and that's their active flipping. That is consciously thinking about, all right, what's my next move, trying to do these tricks that are really difficult. You know, active flipping is essentially a way that allows you to practice and get better, because a lot of what people do is passive flipping. They're not actually getting better. You're just doing the same tricks over and over. You know, you're like, I have this little combo like this, and I just do this over and over. And you can do this over and over, and this might be really fun to you, but you're never going to get any better. Versus if you start trying to branch out and do tricks that are harder, then you are going to get better. Because that's how practice works. I learned this really cool Z-choker variant from Can't Flip for Ship. I'm not saying he invented it, that was where I saw it, and I thought it was cool, so. It's also not very difficult if you already know how to do a Z-choker to ice pick. But that was kind of what I was thinking, you know, the active versus passive. Recently, and part of why I thought about this idea, I've been doing a lot more active flipping, and I've really been trying to, you know, learn some tricks that have just stumped me for the longest time. I've been trying to learn, like that, a backhand fan. The tutorial from Squid Industries on YouTube is really bizarre in my opinion, because they do it kind of like that, but you know, I'm getting okay at that kind of idea of it. But really, I want to be able to do just the classic that people do, and they'll just go like, ugh, and do a fan. I can't do it, obviously. Otherwise, I wouldn't be trying to learn. But that's a trick that has stumped me for the longest time. I have just not been able to figure it out. So I've been working on that. I also really want to figure out the choker fan finally, because I have tried learning choker fans before, and I just cannot get them. I've tried, you know, you do the whole like, yeah. Which is weird, right? Because I can do a Z-choker, and at some point you'd think some of that might carry over, but I guess not, because I cannot do a choker fan. Apparently it's like easier to go from a normal fan into a choker fan. I don't know, but that is something I would love to learn. That and the backhand fan. Fans are always something I've struggled with, as you can see. Which is why I don't tend to do a ton of fans. The only fans that I ever do are choker fans and just this little fan close. So in terms of active flipping, that's what I've been doing recently. I'd love to hear what kind of tricks you guys have been working on learning in the comments. I'm sure some of you are working on tricks that I can never even imagine doing. Just today I saw a post on balisong subreddit talking about how the Van Gogh was an easy trick. For those of you who don't know, the Van Gogh is throw it up and then you reach this arm around your head and you catch it by your ear. I don't really have a good way to show that on camera, but that's what the trick is. And they were like, Van Gogh's honestly easy, to be honest. I thought it'd be hard. And it's just like, okay, I guess I'm just bad. But, you know, I've said before, don't compare yourself to others. That's not the point of this hobby. The point is to have fun, self-improvement, that kind of thing. You guys know. That was really all I had time for in today's video. Just wanted to talk about that little distinction. So you might see people flipping in these kind of videos and think, oh, they're so much worse than so-and-so. But there's different kinds of flipping, you know? Like those Instagram clips is that active flipping, really going all out as much as you can, versus what I'm doing is passive flipping, because I have to be able to form a complete sentence while spinning knife thing in hand. Obviously mine are not knives and they're not dangerous, but you guys know. You know what I mean. But yeah, that was pretty much all I had for today's video. Please leave any video suggestions in the comments below. I read all of those. I need video suggestions. Please, I'm begging you, comment. If you like this, consider subscribing, leave a like, whatever, YouTube stuff. It helps me. Number go up. Me happy. Yeah, hope you all had a wonderful day. And until next time, keep flipping.